Here we go. Reaching up, and we're going to come squat down, pressing into those heels. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pressing down. Inhale, reach. Driving into the back of those hips, driving out with those knees. Opening and activating at the same time. Reach, create space in that torso as you reach. Driving up and pressing back into those heels. Just a few more. Sitting deep, and then we're going to reach that heel up and then drive forward with the opposite arm. Lift that heel and exhale, reach that arm. Lift and reach. Lift and reach. Pressing back, sitting back into those hips. Lift and reach, holding. Almost there. We're going to pulse, and standing up. Pulse. Driving up. Pulse, and lift. Pulse, and lift. Waking up those thighs now. Pulse, and lift. Pulse, and lift. Doing great. Pulse, and lift. Pulse, and reach. Coming down now. Pulsing and holding. Keep pulsing, holding down in that squat as deep as you can go. Keep holding, reaching up. Nicely done. We're coming into that lunge. And then we're going to press back into that squat. Lunge and squat. Lunge, pulse. And lunge, reach, and pulse. Use that exhale as you reach. Pulsing back. Feeling those thighs really starting to work now. Reach through those arms. You're almost there. Sit and reach. Now hold in that lunge, and we're going to reach those arms up, and then we're going to drive back, sinking back, opening up that chest. Have a little visitor here. Reaching up, drive back, sit back into that hip. We're opening up that hamstring and getting space into the back of that hip on that forward leg. Driving back into that hip. Reaching up, opening up through that mid back as you reach. Driving back into that hip, doing great. Almost done. Reaching up and driving back. Should feel great. We're going to switch over onto the other side. Same thing. Reach, drive back. Reaching, lift, driving back into that hip. Reaching tall, driving back into that hip. Reach and driving back. Doing great. Opening up that hamstring and sinking back into the back of that hip on that front leg. And driving back. Nice, straight, tall spine. Almost there. Nicely done. Coming back into a lateral lunge. And we're going to use those arms as a driver. So you're going to reach forward and then over to the midline and then back. More activation deep into those glutes with those arm reaches. So really try to really get that reach across if you can. Sit back into that hip. Exhale, reach, driving back up. Sinking back into that hip and then reaching around. Almost there. Now we're going to go tap on the floor. Think inside edge of that foot or as close as you can get. Might be your knee, might be your thigh, wherever you're at today. Using that breath. Exhale, sit back, tap. Nicely done. Coming up to stand. We're going to step out and then we're going to drive that knee out. So same leg stepping out. So step, sit, drive that knee up. Sit back. So squat, and then we're using those abdominals to lift that knee up. Drive up. Step out, squat, and driving up. Stepping out, driving up. And then we're going to switch. Step and driving up with that knee. Step out, reach. Sit back into those heels. Tall spine as you reach. Almost there. Stepping out, squat, reaching up. Step and reach. Just a couple more and we're done. Coming back into a squat, we're going to pulse, reach, and then come up to stand. So pulse, Reach those arms and standing up. Pulse, pulse. Reach those arms and standing up. Should be really starting to feel those thighs now. I certainly was. Standing up. You're going to pulse, pulse, reach with those arms, driving up. Pulse, pulse, and reach, driving up. Feeling that weight back in those heels as you're reaching. Pulse, pulse, reach, driving up. Nicely done. Coming back to the middle of the mat, we're going to drive back into one hip and reach back with the other leg. So that stabilizing leg, we're sinking back into that hip, reaching long through the toes on that reaching leg. Exhale, reach, sit back into that hip and reach. Both hips working, but really feeling that stabilizing leg working hard. And now we're going to go little lateral lift. Think side butt, lifting that leg out to the side, keeping that knee bent and really steady on that stabilizing leg. Little lift, tap that big toe down. Lift and tap, lift and tap. Nicely done. Coming back, sinking back into that hip one more time. We're going to draw, tap, and back in. Tap, draw it back out. Tap. Keeping that stabilizing leg completely still. Long, straight spine. Exhale, tap. Inhale, draw it back in. Nicely done. We're going to switch over onto the other side. So driving back into that hip, reach long through that toe to lift that back leg. Exhale, reach. Inhale, tap. Reach long through your spine. Reaching through the crown of the head, reaching through your tailbone. Drive back into the hip on that stabilizing leg, really starting to feel glutes alive. Exhale, reach and tap. You're doing great. Now we're going to go that lateral lift. Think side booty, lifting that leg out to the side a little. Tap that big toe down. A little bit of rotation in that hip. Exhale, tap, inhale, draw it back in. And last thing in this lunge position, drive back. Keep that stabilizing leg bent. Drive, tap that foot back, draw that knee in. Tap it back, draw it in. Use those arms as a driver. Almost there. Nicely done. Reach up, roll down through your spine, hang there for one breath, and then exhale, step out into a plank. Pause there, lift under those ribs, and now we're going to tap out to the side and then reach through that heel. Same leg, tap it out, press up through that heel, tap out to the side, press through that heel, tap and press, tap and press. Glutes, obliques, and shoulders. Definitely feeling it. Tap out to the side and press. You're almost there. Then we're going to give those hands a little break. Coming down onto your knees. And then we're going to come all the way down onto your forearms. We're coming in for some glutes here. So I want you to press that heel up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're pressing it up against something. Exhale, press through that heel to lift. Glutes, 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 lifting that leg. That stabilizing leg should also be feeling it. Keep lifted under your lower ribs. Make sure you're not collapsing through that mid-back, and we're going to pulse it up. Pulsing, pulsing. Really visualize it's those glutes pulsing that leg up. Pulse, lower down. Now we're going to come little side lifts. Lift that knee out to the side, tap it back down. Lift and tap. Lift and tap. You're doing great. Keep going. Almost there. Sitting back, quick stretch for a breath, and then coming up. And then we are going to go to the other side. I'm moving around so you can see. You don't need to change the position. So we're going to go for that lateral tap. Exhale, tap, and then press through that heel. Tap and press. Tapping out to the side, pressing through that heel. Tapping out to the side, pressing through that heel. You're doing great. Long, straight spine. Glutes doing the work. Glutes, 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 glutes and core. Tapping out. Almost there. Sitting back. Nicely done. Onto those forearms. Lift under those ribs. Press up through that heel. Glutes are pressing that heel up to the ceiling. Exhale, press. Inhale, tapping that knee down. Position of that spine should not be changing. Pressing up through that heel, tapping it down, press, and tap. You're doing great. Really visualize glutes, getting that nice lift right under the crease of that butt. Pressing, pressing. Keep lifted, pulsing up. You're almost done. Now coming into that side lift. We're almost done with this series. Lift, tap that knee down. Lift out to the side, tap that knee down. Lift out to the side, tap it down. Lift out to the side, tap it down. You're doing great. Almost done. Nice job. Sit back, deep breath. Breathe into the back of your ribs. Exhale, roll up for me. Coming all the way around, sitting onto your butt, and then just walking your hands down your thighs, coming all the way down onto the mat, knees bent. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, press up into a bridge. We're going to come out. One leg is going to reach out and then out to the side. Draw it center. Knee is going to come in. Pulse. Reach out to the side and draw that knee in. Out to the side. Draw that knee in. So we're going to reach, lateral reach, draw that knee in. Pulse through that glute. Lift through that hips. Reach those toes to the ceiling. Pulsing up. Pulsing up. Keep pulsing. Keep pulsing. Keep that leg as straight as you can. I know my legs were getting tired by this time. Draw that knee in and we're going to pulse again. Think about driving that knee towards that shoulder. Pulsing, pulsing, almost there. Nicely done. Quick stretch. Deep breath in. And switch. Deep breath in. Bring those feet back down. Exhale, pressing up into the bridge. We're going to go on to the other side. Reach, extend, lateral reach. Draw that knee back up. Pulse up. Reach across. Draw that knee in and lift. Reach across. Draw that knee in, a little lower and lift. Reaching that thigh across. Draw that knee in, a little lower and lift. Reach. Draw in. And now we're going to come up. We're going to pulse, press those toes up to the ceiling, pulsing up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep going. Draw that knee out in towards your shoulder. And same thing. We're pulsing, we're pulsing. We're almost there. Pulse, pulse, pulse. You're doing great. And stretch. Deep breath in. Draw that knee in and switch. Deep breath in. Draw that knee in. And then draw both knees into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in here. And then exhale, lowering both those feet down onto the floor. Coming out and up onto those hands, right behind your hips, grounding those heels into the mat. We're going to exhale, press up into an extension, and we're going to lift one leg and we're going to lower. Press, lift, other leg lifts and lower. Triceps and glutes. Exhale, lift, inhale, a little lower. Press, exhale, lift, switching legs each time. Press, extend up strong through those hips. Now we're going to pulse through those arms and extend, pulse through those hips. Now we're going to go alternate foot tap. Keep those hips extended. Try not to let them drop. Tap one foot in and hold. Nicely done. Coming down. Reach those arms up. Roll down through your spine to come all the way down onto the mat. Slide those hips a little bit back towards those heels. Make sure you're not too far away. Bring those feet out nice and wide. We're going to come into a wide bridge. So feet about the hip, about the width of the mat. Pressing up, lowering down. Shoulder blades heavy into the mat. Keep going. You're almost there. Pulsing now for me. Little pulses. Keep those hips lifted. Don't rest them down on the mat. Keep pulsing, pulsing, and lower all the way down. Coming up, pressing up through those hands, lifting up into that reverse plank. And then we're going to alternate leg lift. Keep those hips lifted, strong through those shoulders. Exhale, lowering all the way down, lifting up. and a little lower. Pulsing up, triceps, triceps, glutes, glutes, glutes. Hamstrings as well. Tap one foot in, keeping those hips lifted. Tap, extend, tap, extend. You're doing great. Hold, 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 lower down. Reach up through those hands, roll down through your spine, coming all the way down onto the mat. Slide that butt in a little bit closer to your feet. Bring those feet out wide. We're coming into a nice wide bridge here. About the width of the mat, or whatever feels comfortable for you. And extending, lowering down. Lift and tap. Keeping that tension on the muscles. Lift and tap, pulsing up now. Little pulses, almost there. And relaxing down. Rolling for me onto your tummy. We're going to come into a frog position. So knees out wide, heels connected. Head is resting on your palms. Now you're going to press and relax a little. So draw those heels in and press lift. Imagine there is a wall right above your feet and you're pressing those feet straight up into that wall. Keep those hips grounded into the mat and pulse for me. Little pulse, little pulse, little pulse. You're doing great. Pulsing up, pulse. Almost there, done. Relax those feet down. Extending out long, and we're going to reach, alternate leg and arm reach. Think slow motion swimming, grounded heavy into those hips. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Now we're going to go little swimming fast. Pitter patters, pitter patters. Imagine you're swimming in the shallowest water, almost there. Pitter patters. It's really steady through that torso. Belly button lifting up away from the mat. Then we're going to reach, draw in. Reach up, draw those elbows down as you press those heels together. Reach and press in. Reach, press in through those heels. Keep those thighs shaving along the mat. Now reach those fingertips towards your toes and then coming all the way up into a half cobra, and then we're going to heel, press, and then lower. So press, point, press through that heel and lower. Flex through that heel, point, flex, and lower. Hips grounded, point, flex, and lower. No rolling through those hips. Point, flex, and lower. Flex, point, flex, and lower. You're doing great, almost there. Flex and lower, flex, point, flex and lower. Coming all the way up. Press up for me, lifting up into a plank. Lateral tap, alternate. Tap, draw in, tap, draw in. Keep those hips lifted under those ribs. You're doing great. Exhale, tap, inhale, draw in, coming back down. Little quick stretch. Rolling up, one knee forward. We're going to step all the way up and then step back. Drop that back knee all the way down to the mat. Drive that knee up. Drop that back knee, drive it up. Sinking back into the hip on that forward leg. We're going to switch. Drop and reach. Drop that back knee down, drive that knee up. Drop it down, drive it up. Press through that heel in that front leg. Nicely done. Fast feet on the spot. We're going to go wide and narrow. And wide, narrow, wide, narrow. Almost there. Keep going, keep going. Think light as a feather on those feet. Wide, narrow, almost done. Now we're going to go a little squat and lateral leg lift. Squat and lift. Pulse, lift. Pulse, lateral lift, pulse, lateral lift. Press through those heels. Almost done. We're almost at the end. Big reach up, roll down through your spine, walk back out into a plank. Drop down onto those knees. Lift back up into that plank. We're going to lateral tap again. Tapping, alternate, Exhale, tap. Inhale, draw in. Keep going, keep going. We're on the home stretch now. Sitting back, quick breath back in that shell stretch. Curl up, and we're going to come up 1 foot forward. Exhale, we're going to drive up through that front leg, and then we're going to sit back into that front hip. Exhale, reach that knee up. Big exhale. Inhale, tap lower. Exhale, drive up. Then switch. Sink back into the back of that hip. Drive that knee as close to the floor as you can get it. Use the breath. Inhale, lower. Deep exhale, drive up. Almost done. Coming back, fast feet. We're going to go narrow and wide. And narrow and wide. Narrow. Keep going, keep going. Almost there. Few more. Wide, narrow, and we're going to go lateral. Reach out with that leg, lateral reach out with those arms. Inhale, sit, exhale, reach. You're almost done. Keep that tempo up. Inhale, sit, exhale, reach. Inhale, sit, and reaching up. Coming back to the mat, deep breath in, reach those arms up. Exhale, curl through that spine. All the way down, walking out into a plank. Holding there, coming down onto those forearms. And last time, lateral taps, alternate, alternate. You're doing great. Tap, draw in, tap, draw in. Sitting back, quick breath in, shell stretch, curl up, lunge. Lunge, knee drive. Sit back. Drive up with that knee, tapping back. Whatever range you can do, don't worry about going all the way to the floor if it doesn't feel good today. Switch, step, exhale, driving up. Keep that tempo going, getting that heart rate up. And reach, you're almost there. Fast feet, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. Fast, in and out, and in and out. And in and out. Almost done. Keep that speed up as fast as you can. Doing great. And done. Last one. Squat, lateral reach. Gliding out with those arms, reaching out through that outer hip. Inner and outer hip here. Exhale, inhale, sit. Exhale, reach. Nicely done. Deep breath in. Roll down through your spine. Hang there for a second. Let that head hang heavy. Release into those hips. Shake your head yes and shake it no. And then exhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Quick little opening up with those shoulders. Curl in through that mid-back. Exhale, little press up. Inhale, curl. Exhale, little press up. Inhale, curl in through that mid-back, little press up, curling in and reaching up. Allow little pulse backs. Just imagine you're squeezing a little lemon between those shoulder blades, opening up the front of that chest. You're almost done. Well done. Thanks for watching.